Welcome to Roleplay Give. We are a online tabletop gaming community that plays games and also occasionally tries to raise some money for some meaningful causes. And right now we're not doing that. Uh, we're picking our new cause. Uh oh, we've lost Robin. Uh, hmm, well, I don't think it'd be appropriate to cheer right now. We lost Robin. Cheer. That would be bad.
Damn it. Now you're making me want to cheer again.
Ah, no.
Thanks, Dawson.
Me want to cheer again. No.
All right. Well, while we wait, Ed did request a complete and total recap of this entire game. Uh, that has been going on for over
Including all details,
2 years. So here it
all
comes.
relevant details.
All the relevant details. These four investigators met as they had answered an ad from a oh god, I'm not going to remember his name. August Larkin, right? August well,
I
Augustus
think it was
Larkin.
Augustus.
Augustus
Yeah.
Larkin, who was funding a ostensibly an archaeological trip to a dig site in the Peruvian highlands. They met in Peru, in Lima, and there they met a fifth investigator named, oh my god,
Jackson Elias.
thank you, Jackson.
That is his real name, but that's not what he called himself
It's
at the
not
time.
what he called himself, and I am not going to be able to come up with that off the top of my head.
That's in the Green Notebook.
That's in the Green Notebook. He originally went by, um, okay, Augustus Larkin. Just found him. Jesse Hughes uh, was his alias that he gave you, and then but revealed himself to be Jackson Elias, who is an author about debunking, where he wrote several books that he thought were debunking spiritual, spiritual claims, occult practices, etc. Uh, and just doing recap of 2 years ago. We'll wait. All right. All right. So, uh, they traveled to the Peruvian highlands where it became clear Augustus Larkin was not well. He had this sort of strange tattoo upon his chest. It wasn't really a tattoo, but it was a circular, like a beast eating its own tail kind of look to it. And he had a hella huge heroin addiction. Uh, the nurse of the group, Daisy Ramson, stole his heroin, and they forced him to reveal that he actually had voices in his body and that he could speak for the voice of a messenger of the gods who called himself Nyarlathotep. They got to the dig site where they found that somebody had stolen uh, gold bars that were barring in the evil that was below. They had found the gold bar. Oh, gosh, this is a lot of relevant details, Ed. They found the gold bar at the. I can't remember the name of the
Gotta know
university.
how we got where we are.
Yeah, it's true. They got to the universe. They went to the university. They met a professor named Mendoza who revealed that there was a broken off gold bar that they had found, um, and they had given it to the investigators. The investigators took it with them to the site. At this time, also though, there were a number of murders occurring that where people had become desiccated. And they had had major wounds upon their chests. At one point, Clyde tussled with one of these flesh vampires, fat vampires. They suck the fat out of the body. Uh, called Karasiri, I think, if I remember correctly. Uh, and he suffered a grievous wound. He now has another scar upon his chest, leading his friend uh, uh, man Purdy to believe he is truly a vampire. But he's at least at this point, after 2 years, not, or 7 years actually. This
Hey, let's not make any assumptions.
okay, we can't rule it out.
Not about the conclusions just yet.
Okay, we'll see what happens at the end of this. Uh, they then went their separate ways after they discovered that they could stop the entry of this sort of pile of maggots from entering the world by replacing the gold bar that had been broken off inside the tomb. They replaced it, and it resealed the tomb. Jackson Elias kind of had his eyes open to the fact that there were supernatural things in this world that he had not been aware of, and started looking into some other events. He had been somewhat curious about the disappearance of a party of New York and London socialites who had gone on a trip into uh, Egypt. And the rest of the party went their own ways, separate ways. Uh, 2 years later, I think it is, no, 5 years later, he calls them back to New York. He has uh, new information and he needs to recruit a team to help him. He reaches out to the four of you because you're the only ones he can think of who would believe him. Uh, and he uh, requests that you meet him at his apartment on a specific night, at his hotel room, sorry, at a specific night. Uh, you all arrive the day before, you gather, you reminisce, and then you go to meet him at his hotel room, and you find him dead upon his bed with a grievous wound to his forehead, and you see two intruders had attacked him. They are fleeing out the fire escape. You're not able to catch them, but you do get the car, and I don't think you get a license plate. But you did get the car make and model. Then you went back into the room and you searched the room for anything you could find. You found a couple of notes, including a picture of a port that you were able to identify as being in Shanghai. And you found a business card for an import exporter out of New York. Um, you then talked to the police. You found out that there had been a spate of what appear to be ritualistic murders throughout the city, but mostly in Harlem. You go to Harlem, you meet, uh, and you also know that a man has been arrested on trumped up charges for doing so. You meet with his wife, you discover that there are a bunch of people who have found some occult doings, goings on. You go to this export import uh, house called the Juju House. Uh, you ask about a warthog statue. This becomes incredibly important to the plot. Uh, you fight cultists in the basement where you find the wife of the man who had been killed, or the man who was being saddled with the murders, has been turned into a zombie. Clyde and Purdy fight him, a magician plus the zombies off. They almost make the mistake of opening up a pit of souls in the bottom there, but they choose not to, uh, kind of ensuring that they live to fight another day. Uh, they they have met also Jackson Elias's lawyer, who kind of funds them as a team to investigate what is going on, to complete Jackson Elias's work to find out what had happened to the Carlisle expedition that went to Egypt. So they have a couple of clues. They also receive from Jackson Elias's publishers all of his notes, all of his last writings before he arrived back in New York. You noted that he had been losing his grip on reality in some of his writings, but it seems that he was concerned the Carlisle expedition may not have died, even though it was widely reported they had. And whew, um, and there was a very strong connection to the last place he was at before he came uh, back to New York, which was London. You went to London, uh, and looking at the group that comprised the Carlisle expedition, you knew that one of the leaders of it was Aubrey Penhew. You went and met with his lieutenant, who was running the Penhew Foundation in his absence, Edward Gavigan. You guys spent about 3 weeks in London and England, in the countryside and in London. You investigated a couple things that really turned out to not have anything to do with what you were looking for, but you also then went to a manufacturing plant where you saw strange objects being created. You also went to a warehouse. I'm tying these things together in London where you found the exports of the Penhew Foundation going all kinds of strange places. You opened up one of them and saw a deeply disturbing statue of a uh, woman who looked bloated and rotting and exploding. Hey, Robin's back.
Yeah, weird. Okay,
Yeah, well, welcome back.
thanks. I had like a breaker thingy go because I had turned on my space heater and it
Oh.
must not liked that. So I had to switch my internet over to or my whatever
To another wall
over to
unit.
the outlet because I can't get the other one to go back
Oh,
online right now. So
oh my.
yeah, I unplugged everything, but I'll look at it later.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good luck. Um,
Yeah,
I've
just
on-
annoying.
I've only gotten us to England so far. Uh, so the reason I brought up the warehouse and Henson Manufacturing at the same time is you didn't burn them both down, but you did commit vehicular manslaughter in both locations. Uh, and you did discover
That doesn't sound like a thing we'd do.
import export issues at both places. And so, uh, leading you to believe that you needed to head to China. However, you also knew that the impetus of this whole story was that the Carlisle expedition went to Egypt. So there was really no way to get to China without stopping in Egypt first anyway. So you went to Egypt. Uh, I mean, you could have gone the long way around, but this way would have saved a lot more time going to China, going through the Suez Canal, and so you went through the Mediterranean, uh, the port of I think it was Said, Port Said. Uh, you were there for a day. You were nearly robbed by a little kid, um, who ended up not nope confusing. Not that didn't happen in Port Said. You got nearly robbed by some teenagers. But then when you got to Cairo, you got a kid, a Drogoman little kid who was in it for the candy, but then who turned you into the authorities on several occasions and potentially may have even alerted cult members to your presence. You got into you found a secret passageway in the pyramid, I believe the Great Pyramid, that led to an underground complex that was a temple to Nyarlathotep. You saw all kinds of creepy things in there. You saw a mummy. You ended up eventually creating a magic knife because Harmon learned how to cast spells. You made a magic machete, and you hacked the body apart, preventing her from ever being resurrected. And you dumped her body parts throughout the desert and I believe the Red Sea. Uh, might be the Dead Sea. No, it was the Red Sea. And uh, you also gained favor with the cat goddess Bast, uh, and stopped a Dutchman from creating more problems for himself. At that point, you realized you probably needed to stop in Kenya because you found that they went to Kenya from Egypt as part of a rest that they a sabbatical from the heat. They went down into the not jungles, the forests, the Aberdares forests of Kenya, where allegedly they met their end. So to discover where the Carlisle expedition finally disappeared, you went to Kenya and talked to several people who were the last to see the Carlisle expedition alive, and also who did the murder inquest following their reported demise. It became very apparent to all of you that they were not dead, uh, and that they haven't that many of them are alive. In fact, some people have been seen. One in Shanghai as recently as 2 years ago, which would be 3 years after their death. Um, and uh, you also spoke to ghosts at the place of their killing. This was our last session. You guys spoke to ghosts, and they described how it seemed to them that the only ones who were murdered were the bearers, and that the Carlisle expedition themselves all survived. Uh, okay, you became aware by talking to old Boondari, a mystic who was able to travel the plains, that uh, the scion, the spawn of Nyarlathotep, is due to be born, and will be born in the mountain of Black Wind, which is the mountain that is next to Mount Kenya. Uh, and you have headed in that direction. You noted travelers from all over the world are also sort of making their way towards this location. Your assumption has been they are cultists who are here for this auspicious event. You know you have one more day before the great rite of the birth of the spawn. Have I missed anything critical?
I don't know. If you can sum it up that quickly, I don't feel like we did much.
Well, I was kind of trying to do a. These are the salient issues of that you guys know. That you know that there's a cult plot to do something awful. You aren't even sure what the awful thing is that they're planning to do, but you know it's bad. You also know that the spawn of Nyarlathotep coming would also be bad because you've seen Nyarlathotep and it is bad. Okay. So, Clyde has to step away. We will puppet Clyde until he can make it back. Um, and that is where we are at. Uh, I think we were like you guys were just now at the edge of the Aberdare Forest before it kind of pulls too far away from the Mountain of Black Wind. You are also aware that the Black Wind is like an evil force that occasionally blows through the area, and no villages are any closer than the range of the Black Wind, and you stayed at a village, Endovu, that was as close as you probably they felt safe getting to this area. Um, and so you know that in order to get to the mountain, you're going to have to probably go through this clearing in front of the mountain where all the cultists have set up camp. And you guys are off to the side. Off to the east. And that's where we're at. I guess for timing wise, I'll say, we have like a full day of, like you have a full day and a night and a day and a night. So when I say one day, you have one full day and a half. Let's just put it that way, just to make sure it's clear. So, and then you guys had been walking a good portion of this day, so really you don't have a full day. You have a half day and one evening, and then it's the day of the birth. Does that make sense? I think I'm retconning that a little bit. I think, yeah, not much. Okay. So, what do you guys wish to do?
I feel like we had a very clearly defined plan. I'll get the accent here in a minute.
I
I
have
feel
no
like
memory of that.
I feel like we knew what we were about to do.
Well, in my notes, I wrote, "What is our approach?" Question mark. And the only thing under that is a bullet point that's like, "Find and kill Hypatia?" Question mark. That was all I wrote
Oh
down.
yeah.
That is not my fully defined plan.
That's right. I
Because
should have
we
said
think
that.
she's going to give birth to the baby scion.
She's pregnant now, and she was pregnant when they were killed. So
Yeah,
there's a little fishiness there. We're not sure if it's the same pregnancy.
right.
Deities may have long gestation periods.
So basically, what we see before us is like a low area, lots of campgrounds, and us sort of the Black Mountain in the distance.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you've been sheltering with the woods for most of your traveling, and now you're at a point where have to move away from the mountain to stay in the woods.
Oh, we did discuss that with so many people coming from all over the world, it could be possible, and that we could simply move among them without being observed. There isn't really much uniform as far as what they're wearing or doing.
We I'm getting there. We probably just need to, if they have a secret passcode or a handshake or something. Like if someone challenges us.
Well, and it does look like there's a few tents down there with captives. So I don't know. We may want to be careful, or will be used as sacrifices in the ritual as well.
Right, wouldn't that just be a proper end of this whole story?
That might, yeah.
Um, I think there's, we go towards the edge, maybe to one of those campgrounds, see if they confront us about anything. We can ask, where we pick up our commemorative black windbreaker, and where the souvenir booth is, maybe. But I think that we I think we're going to be challenged. I think we're going to, we might be internationally inconspicuous, but I have a feeling they know how to identify each other somehow.
I don't know. That seems far-fetched to me, considering the diversity of the cults that have come from all over the world. But they may. And certainly there are those amongst their leadership who, unfortunately, know exactly who we are. I'm sure, given the opportunity, Clyde would like to exchange pleasantries with Gavigan.
Maybe we do a test case. Maybe we talk to, find a small group, one that is a little maybe farther out. Maybe we could.
Right. We should come up with some properly culty things that we're going to say, as like our little group says. What do we say? May he rise in darkness, or something like that.
If you'd like, anybody who has a Cthulhu Mythos score can roll a Mythos check.
I have a 5.
Yeah?
That's better.
I'll
than
go for it. Oh, no.
No, that's a rough go. Yeah.
I think I have a 0.
I had an 8. I had a way better chance.
I'm just gonna roll because it's 3. Never mind.
Yeah.
Nice job, Bernie.
It's like
I can't even read the screen because I'm not wearing glasses, but I can see the star.
Hey,
He's like, well, I've got a 3.
3, and then you just Babe
Probably
Ruthed
rolls
it.
a 3.
I'm hitting this home run for the kid in the hospital. So.
Okay, glasses on.
All
I
right.
couldn't even see if I had a score. Like it looked like a 0 to me.
So, Purdy kind of glazes over for a second, is thinking back about notes that Aunt Piety, right? Aunt Piety, had made in her scrapbook, and recalls a greeting for those who uh, meet the messenger. And so, I mean, a 3% chance. I'll just give it to you. Nyar Shaitan Nyar Gashana. I will type it in here. But that, is the calling out uh, and the summoning, if said in part of a spell, for uh, those in service of Nyarlathotep.
Is it like a? Do I have any concept if it's like a challenge? Like one person says the first one and the other one's supposed to respond the second one?
You don't. You just know that that's what you pull out is these are important words for Nyarlathotep. So
Hey guys, I've been sitting on something for a while. I think I actually know how to summon Nyarlathotep. My aunt, she wrote down some words.
Your aunt wrote instructions for summoning a great
I mean,
evil. And
she just said it was used, you know, never say these words. It might do something bad. But I think it might
right,
apply.
don't think of an elephant.
Exactly. So I'm gonna here, I'll show you guys. I'll pull out the scrapbook, turn
Okay.
to the page.
Oh, that's right, because you don't really read, so you know it's there, but you can't read
Why
it.
don't you read it? Read it. See if something goes wrong.
It's not out loud.
all right.
Well, I mean, it's different if it's part of a ritual versus just saying words. They're not always.
Just for the sake of argument, let's not say the words out loud.
Okay.
I mean, maybe say them when we do the greeting thing, but like if there's a whole bit in the book about how that you think might summon something, let's not say that part.
I
Out
mean,
loud.
there's also a part here about a sea monster who came out of the sea and ate some people in a lighthouse, and I think it's a bunch of bull.
And
but-
as we know, that's bullshit because the monsters live in ponds.
Yeah, exactly. The sea is way too rough for that delicate monster skin.
Okay.
The seaweed hair would get all messed up.
Yeah.
Indeed. So you guys are in on the edge of the forest. It's mid to late afternoon.
Oh, I think we should go for it, right?
Seems like our best option. I don't know how else we'd get close enough.
Just sneaking in at night would be the other option. Do we go?
Ooh, that would be cutting it rather close.
We technically have
I think
24 hours from tonight, right?
Correct.
Okay.
I think we just walk in. I think the important thing to sell this this ruse is that we that we act as though we're meant to be there.
That we brought a spy we found in the forest. His name is Clyde, and we're here to hand him over to the authorities.
He's a vampire, or might be.
I mean, yeah.
Ooh, well, that part I'm not sure sits well with me. I'm not really sure what they would do with him, and especially if the authorities are people who would recognize him.
I mean, hey, Clyde, say something now if you don't want us to do this. I mean, you see him eating that big baguette over there. He doesn't seem bothered at all. He likes a challenge.
He's awfully quiet today.
Poor doll.
I know.
Uh,
Don't baby him. He deserves it.
all right. Well,
Yeah. So I guess we just, start striding out.
okay. You come out
Fix my hair so I look presentable.
and you guys have camping gear, right? Because you did go to Outfitters while you were in Nairobi, and you had stuff from before at other trips, but like I think specifically went and got outfitted. Uh, for this, and
Sounds like a
so
reasonable thing to have done.
I also think you actually told me you did it. But, so the you don't look actually much different as you look around. You are seeing, varying, somewhat traditional dress of other folk, but they are all, geared up for travel. There's tents that look similar to the tents you have going up. There are, as you walk into the periphery of this large encampment, as noted earlier, some of these tents are large, and you can hear sort of muffled weeping from inside. People look, the shapes look like they might even be bound on the floor from some of the internal light. As the light comes through one flap and out the back, you can kind of see the silhouette of people who are maybe crowded in, oddly looking bound. But not every tent is like this. In fact, it's probably, 1 in 5 or even fewer. Uh, and as you move towards the center of the encampment, tell me if you want me to stop. I don't want to advance you more than you want to go. So, but as you move towards the center of this large ring of tents, and it's not organized at all. Folks are just setting up tents, and uh, there's not even a lot of like inter-tent conversation. It's not like people are like, "Oh yeah, I saw you at the last convention, Bob." It's uh, a lot of these folk don't know each other at all. Is the vibe you're getting? Uh, I would like. Oh, and then as you get to the center, you can see that there is a series of ledges. I described this earlier. You had seen it. A series of ledges that sort of switch back up, and it's only about 30 feet up. Is a cave opening. You don't see anybody walking up and down that at present. Uh, but everybody's tent is facing that direction. Um, the Then I would like everybody to make a spot hidden check. I'll do it for Clyde. Actions. How do I do skills? There they go. Skills. Spot hidden. Oh. Okay. Harmon saw. Okay. Uh, uh, as you are moving through, out of the corner of his eye, and then just sort of dragging his head to the left, to the west, you recognize the woman who owned the. Hold on, I need to look her name up. Who owned the.
Burned down tea shop?
No, you do not see her. You see. Where am I? Am I in New York right now? No, I'm in England. Good. Okay. Where is her name? There were so many side quests in England that it's really hard to find. Empire Spices. Zara Shafiq. This is a deep cut. You guys only saw her once. So, uh,
Just we don't do. Would she recognize us?
I think the only people who went to the shop were uh, Daisy and Harmon. I don't even know if Harmon went in there. But I know Daisy did.
I did.
Yep.
And I thought I was with somebody, but I don't
Yeah.
remember offhand.
And I think it was you and Harmon on that one.
Was it? I was gonna say it was Clyde.
Yep.
Yeah, it
But
might have
that's
been
just like
Clyde.
a gut feeling.
Okay. Well, anyway, you're gonna have recognized
That's a
her.
vague memory.
Yeah. Well, that was over a year ago in game playing time. Uh, so you you remember her as being a person of interest, but never actually discovered anything tying her directly, and you ceased investigation, although she was very suspicious. It felt dangerous in there. There was another man who worked in there named uh, what's his name? I lost it. In any case, you didn't do anything else with it, but you do know that she obviously at this point you know that she is 100% part of the cult. Um, I thought that she had an assistant who swept the place and gave you guys like side eye and all kinds of. But now I cannot find
Well,
it.
there was someone that was walking into the back
Right.
because there was something going on in the back there.
Yeah, and I am not finding the name of that cat listed here easily. Um, yeah.
Oh, no, the cats were later. That was in that was
Yeah.
that was Egypt.
Well, I'm just gonna say you see her because I can't find this other person's name. Uh, so that's yeah. Sorry. I bet you it's in my London files here though. London, that's a scene. London handouts. London NPCs. I didn't make that for that because we were still playing in roll 20.
Oh, yeah.
So, uh,
Wow.
yeah, yeah, I don't have it in here. So that's is what it is. I'll just see if I have any clues and pictures. I imported some stuff into here, but I didn't, I didn't bring it all. So, okay, sorry, but that's, but now I have that thing where I can drop picture. No, I didn't set it up for this one. Oh well. Okay, so that's who you see, and as Harmon glances over Caesar, uh, she does not seem to recognize you and is not paying you any mind, but you catch her. She is one of the ones who has a larger tent, and there do appear to be people in the tent that she's bringing, and she is directing her sort of assistants to. She is speaking in uh, Arabic. Uh,
Oh, I went there with Purdy. He was buying spices and asked for her name, and that's how we found out who she was.
oh, okay.
So, yeah.
You are muted, Corey.
Sorry, I definitely don't remember that.
It was a long time ago. It was, yeah. And maybe, yeah, it was Halloween in 2021. So,
Oh.
almost 2 years ago.
Oh my
Yep.
god. And this is the third, I mean, that's the third chapter we played. So we have been playing this forever. Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Uh, all right. So that's who you see there. You don't see anybody else that you recognize, and like I said, you don't see anybody climbing up these switchbacks that are in front of you that are highly visible.
Right. So I'll point her out to everyone and say, if we run into someone like that, and if there's a chance that they remember us, I think our interactions with her were so limited that our response should be that, well, if only we'd known that we were into the same stuff at the time, we could have had a grand old time.
Do you think we should tie Clyde up and pretend that he's our prisoner?
Unless you want to get stabbed by me.
Oh, Daw's back.
I mean, that was pretty
I mean,
good.
tying
How
him
you
up
heard
would
her
prevent,
voice.
would prevent stabbing.
You done with that baguette yet?
It's a ham sandwich, mind you.
It was ham sandwich time.
Sandwich.
Again, you guys do have tents and everything else, so.
Well, we go in and we find a good spot and we set up our encampment.
All right. I say let's go like 2/3 of the way up to the mountain. We don't want to be late tomorrow morning. The lines are going to be terrible.
No one is
Well,
camping
it doesn't look like anyone is
Right.
walking up there right now, so maybe we would stand out in
You
a...
mean 2/3 of the way between, through the camps, not
Right,
actually up the mountain, because no one's up there.
Right. Not to
Okay.
the far
Gotcha.
outer edge, not to the far inner edge.
Which-
Closer to the
within
inner
the
edge.
area where people are camping.
After some, searching around for a good spot that meets that criteria, you eventually find a spot for your 4 tents, that are all single-person tents, and that it doesn't look odd at all. This is similar encampments are made around. You have some people who are camping in one large tent with several people in it. You have people who have created sort of a ring, a fire ring, and then several small tents around it. But not out of the ordinary at all for you to be setting up here, and no one is actually paying you any mind at all as you set up your camp. Uh, Once you have your tents up and the semblance of a camp, it's now starting to get twilighty. And you hear some people beginning to cook dinners. We'll smell it too. But that for a place called the Mountain of Black Wind, it is extraordinarily still. There's no wind, no breeze, nothing. Uh, but you're up in the highlands, so it is relatively cool. And a fire would not be amiss. What do you guys wish to do as
Right.
you...
I'd like personally to avoid as much conversation with anyone outside of our little group as possible. As the last thing I want to do is to remotely humanize any of them.
Well, not only that, I don't think a lot of them speak our language, and that would really make us stand out.
Well, that's even easier then.
It would be nice if we could find Hypatia, know where she's staying, or... I just feel like she's going to be a big part of this. It would be nice to be able to know, keep an eye on her.
As
Is there any distinguishing features of any tent, like in the sense of you've said it's pretty indescript, like there's no evidence of anyone up on the mountain already. Within the tents, is there any, like, do we see people tending to go to one tent? Do we actually, here's a good question. Do we see people going from tent to tent at all?
Deliberately looking for that, you do see occasional instances of that. It doesn't appear to you to have a pattern. There's not one tent that everybody's going to visit over and over. There are some people who, it looks like, folk did try to find, uh, did try to camp sort of in clusters of like language. And you do see, as the night's falling, again, as you're glancing through, you do see some people putting on headbands with a large red appendage coming off the top. Some of them are quite elaborate. Very few look as crudely made as the ones that you saw in New York. All of these, in fact, you're not certain. Some of them do appear to be a human tongue affixed to a headband. But not everyone is donning this at this point. You do see some wearing it as the night falls. But otherwise, no pattern. It's not necessarily nondescript. Some tents are more colorful, some are just beige canvas, some of them are animal skins, etc., etc. But I mean, it is a little bit chaotic, but nothing actually stands out as like here's where the main camp is. You don't see, if that's what you're looking for, you're not seeing anything like that. In fact, all the camps sort of seem to be facing that cave opening. After a little bit more time, it gets a little darker. Uh, you hear a couple of people have brought out musical instruments, primarily drums, but you hear a couple of notes of flutes or small stringed items. Uh, and there is some singing, and but it is not raucous. More like, well, I mean, I guess depends on your experience. Whenever you've been to a campground where there's lots of people in a campground, it's that level of. It's not organized. Nobody's leading a service right now. There's just people who are spending the night, who are excited about what the future holds, and they're camping and they're away from. And this is a big doing, but they're not. They're just camping. I would say the last impression that you might have is like that all focus is on the mountain. There, as the gets dim enough, you do see a soft light coming from the cave opening, as if torches are lit in there as it gets darker. Or more like you can see the light because of the darkness here. The light wasn't quite easy to see when you were in full daylight.
Well, it appears we're in the camp. We made it this far. Where do we go from here? I seem to have blacked out for a little bit.
There was ham sandwich to be had.
Well, I mean, ultimately, in there, but like, do we go right away? Do what? I really don't know.
I know it seems risky, yet it also seems risky to wait until everybody else is going as well. Like this might be when they're less defendable.
Have any of you seen anyone going in there, or is it likely that that Hypatia is somewhere in the camp itself?
That I don't know. I haven't seen anyone going in there, but it's also very possible that the important members of the party are already up there. Something's in there. The light, something's lit.
Right.
Well, we have a couple of things to do. We could just sit here and wait till tomorrow happens and see what the future holds at this wonderful abode that we find ourselves in. We could just walk straight in the doors that are just over there, see what happens. Or we could have a look about the mountainside itself. Maybe there's a different cave entrance that is not so prevalently in eyesight of everybody.
I vote that we peek up tonight. Just to peek up.
Right. I think I generally I agree.
Maybe we can create some sort of distraction on the other side of camp.
Well, the convenient thing with all the tents facing the same direction is maybe something from behind wouldn't be as noticeable, right?
like a truck.
It'd give us a chance to maybe set something up. I don't know. Or at least sneak around back there.
Well, perhaps having a distraction immediately is probably not our best interest. Say if we don't find what we're looking for right away, they're going to be on high alert for tomorrow. Best to do our sabotaging while they don't know it's happening. And if we need distraction for tomorrow, then I'd say we do it then. But right now seems a horrible gambit I do not want us to get in unless we're committing to it 100%.
Right. Well, I think that we're absolutely at the point where we have to be committing 100% to whatever we choose.
All right.
Is the light from the cave enough that it would make it really obvious if someone is outside the cave? Like, is it a lot of light? Is it faint? Because would it be like even possible to think we might be able to sneak up some of the way, or is it kind of like a spotlight on that area?
Oh, no, no, no. Yeah. It's let me see if I can like the way I would describe it is, you could see the cave opening in broad daylight, and now that it's dark, if there weren't a soft glow of light that kind of creates like almost that dry brushed edge effect of light on the cave, you wouldn't know where the cave is.
Is the light from the cave like torchlight, or is it creepy ethereal light?
It is, to the best of your knowledge, torchlight.
That makes me much more comfortable.
Yes.
Yeah.
It seems
like a good question.
it seems like a fire glow.
So if we're careful, even though all the tents are facing that direction, it's in the darkness of night. Maybe we could sneak a peek, see what's inside.
Well, and if there's a fire in there, there's likely already people in there,
Right. That's where maybe the important people are.
and maybe we're important people, or at least we could convince some of the tents around here of that.
Will you guys
I say we go in.
make me a group luck check? Need 2 successes for me to make a determination one way or the other. Who am I missing? Oh, Purdy. Oh, but we got two. We got 2 wins anyway, right? Luck, luck.
Mhm.
Two wins and a
Yeah,
fail.
but we
Okay.
might be even more lucky.
It's true. 80 luck. Good lord. At this point in the campaign. Well, I guess 1764. Okay. Uh, so, uh, as you're deciding, you know, when and how to go in, you see a silhouette in the light, and a woman, hard to make out at this distance, from the height and from as far back as you are. You're not super far back, but about 100 yards. Um, a woman exits, 2 large men flanking her on either side, and she begins to descend the the switchback path down the side.
A visibly pregnant woman.
She is not visibly pregnant. As she gets away from the cave, she is not in the light anymore, and you can't see her. Um, Even though there is some glow from the campfires and stuff, it not generating enough light onto the switchbacks itself for you to see. Um, But from your knowledge, what you've seen, uh, at least from your vantage points that you've had, there's only that you know of one way down through those switchbacks. It's not branching or anything that you saw. And again, only 30 feet up, too. Eventually, a murmur escapes the crowd as the greetings of uh, the thing I said. uh, where is that? I know I put it in here. Nyar Shatana Nyar Gashana. And it almost is chanted, but there's no sense of this is a greeting, a cheer. It's not an invocation or an evocation at this point. As folks start cheering it, and finally coming into the plains, walking towards you, there's light. The light sort of not illuminates this woman walking. She is dressed with very clearly human tongue. Coming off of a headband made of gold. She has gold armbands and is dressed in silks and satins. Beautiful woman, African, with hair done in braids all the way down, very long. You may have seen her picture before. In a New York Times clipping as a young woman who visited and who uh, uh, was at one point seen on the arm of Robert Carlyle.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, I don't remember the name they gave you on that, but it's going to be right at the beginning of this book.
You guys think this is our chance to get up there, or if she's down here, or do we want to follow her?
Likely at the very least, she would know where Hypatia is. If if Hypatia is as central to this as we believe she is. Though I do think there's some sense in saying that if she's here, then there's fewer people watching there, and we could take the opportunity to go there.
Well, and at some point it might make sense for us not all to be together. I don't know if that's this point, but depending how important we think she is. She looks familiar from...
No, I had a feeling that somewhere in a notebook of green, there's something mentions of a sorceress. I don't remember where, though.
I know.
Right.
Trying to scan through things as I'm also...
Same here.
It's just way too many things.
I think
and way too far back.
There's one more spot I could think of that has this information. My brain is drawn to something called a 20 of rolls. Hold on 1 second.
Oh man. What I can just sum up what I think you guys learned is that there was a young African socialite who had come to New York. She won the heart of Roger, not Robert, Roger Carlyle, right? Yeah. And his sister did not approve, and she was rumored by, I believe, that psychologist you first met in New York to be someone who exhibited the signs of being a sorceress, or other people had claimed what seemed to be prejudicially towards an African woman that she was shamanistic, or uh, you know typical H.P. Lovecraft racist language, etc., etc. And it That's kind of what I think I was trying to allude to 4 years ago, 3 years ago, I think. So I think we started playing this during the first couple months of the pandemic, right? Like, 'cause I remember ordering this online instead of going to the game store. Okay.
And we never got like there wasn't a name associated with her.
There,
It was just a
there
description.
was, and I can't find it.
Okay.
But this person looks like that.
Okay.
It's in here somewhere. Um, it's in one of those newspaper clippings, actually, I believe. Um, no. Um,
Well, obviously it won't register with my brain. I just didn't know if it was, sometimes a name will be like, oh gosh, that's right. But basically, we know she's somebody that was associated with someone from the expedition and had been rumored to have powers.
yes.
And it looks like she's pretty darn important here.
Yes. And is dressed in the, in the cult, regalia. Um, I think I dropped this information on you guys out of, like, I think you're supposed to find it off if you interview Erica Carlisle, which I don't think you guys ended up doing.
No, we never did.
And then I decided Bunay, B-U-N-A-Y, Nikchonka
Okay.
Bunay.
That's
And
a familiar name.
And so that is, and I think I gave it to you guys from a different source instead of that, so I had to dig out where I got it because I wanted you guys to have that data. So, in fact, I might have even given it to you in England.
It's right there. Its name's right here in the English chapter.
In the England, I gave it to you in England. Then I must have. I think actually
that was told to you by a wonderful person named Jackson Elias.
when you spoke to him I dropped it as the seance. That's
right.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay. I think we even had a conversation if this would have come out if you talked to Erica Carlisle after that game. I think after when we were talking about it after the session, I think I said, yeah, that came from Erica Carlisle. Okay. Whatever. That you guys know about her from talking to Jackson post life. So, and she is important, and she has since come down to be with the people, and she is moving from tent to tent greeting folk. And you guys are feeling very lucky.
Yeah, we are. Well, we know there's a ritual, and that person may be important in it, so.
Seems certainly likely.
I guess with this opportunity that's presented it to ourselves, how are we to proceed? She's probably one of those fancy magic people that we've encountered quite a few of in our journey.
I mean, I think we need to take the opportunity to look in that cave. But if people wanted to stay here and search around, then maybe follow her. We could split up.
I think she's important, but we don't want to get distracted by her necessarily.
Well, and she's probably will return to the cave, right? And we can't really attack her in front of all these eyes. Everybody's watching her, so if we get to the cave and are there when she returns, that might be a better place to face her. I don't know.
I think I agree.
So to the cave?
To the cave, yes. Let's go.
All right. It is.
Grab your things you think are important, because we might not have a chance to come back.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna assume you guys are fully as armed as you ever are, and then any other belongings you want to make sure
I'm hoping
you have.
to find some rocks along the way.
There's
I will
plenty of
put
rocks.
on my breastplate because this is probably gonna suck.
Okay. All right. You have the sense that there are two places where you're going to need to be a bit sneaky. One is I'm not going to ask for a stealth check until actually I'm only going to ask for one. And it's going to be, and you guys can get yourself a bonus die here by telling me what you want to do to help your odds. You are now just to lay the scenery. I'm going to say it's no trouble with all of the excitement about Ninchanka's uh, arrival. It's no trouble for you to break away and to move, along the periphery away and then back towards the mountain, get to the switchback. But you don't know how much time you have, so you can't carve away too fast. But it's dark, and you have you are making your way with very limited vision as you move towards this. You get to the switchbacks. You're able to climb up the switchback, but because you saw her silhouetted in the light from the tunnel that it is possible to be seen uh, in the light from the tunnel. And of course, there are, to the best of your knowledge, you had assumed there were anywhere between 300 and 500 people in this camp, not even including people who might be chained up in tents. So, uh, what do you wish to do to get a bonus die uh, for stealthing in through this doorway?
Well, I'm gonna be blunt with you guys. You're probably not gonna like this all too much, but you're gonna have to go flat on your chest and just crawl. That's the only way you're not gonna be as noticeable.
Well, I certainly would follow your lead here, as I don't know the first thing about this sort of thing.
Put away any of your reflective pieces, jewelry, weapons, anything that could give a shine, and
I'll
don't
take
be
off
too.
my miner's cap.
Okay.
It's all I can really think of in the spur of the
I
moment.
Yeah.
That's all I could think
I
of
was
too.
thinking.
But
That was where my brain went. Like, make ourselves as low as possible so we are not recognized as a human silhouette.
And you are a rock. Be the
I'm an
rock.
island. Okay.
I have an affinity for rocks.
all right, can I make a stealth check with a bonus die? And it's a group check. I need 2 to succeed. 1 success. And that. Oh,
Whoa.
oh my
That's
God!
What? Put
What?
away that miner's cap.
And it is a rock.
Oh my gosh! Well, with a hard success, a critical success, and a regular, that overcomes the one fail, and so you all make it in, and I will put you now on a new map.
I think I'm starting to get the hang of this.
All it started was taking those pennies out of your loafers, and now here you are. You make me proud.
I didn't take the pennies out.
Oh, why is this not loading? Come on, let's do this thing. No, it's not even the. In our current Dungeons and Dragons game, I have the largest map I've ever made, and it didn't have this much trouble loading it. This one is not that big of a map. I don't know what's going on here. Huh. I might refresh here because it appears locked. So I'm gonna reload and see what it does. Alright, I'm on Kenya. Why is it frozen? Configure. I just looked at it this morning to make sure it worked.
Right.
Yeah. This is really strange. I might have to actually reload the map completely. And if that is the case, we will do a bio break. But let's see if I can get it to open. Nope. Alright. I think we will do like a 5-minute bio break, and I will load this map, and we'll be right back. I guess I will put on the starting soon. We'll be right back. Mute. Okay, we're back, and the party has made it into this tunnel, and I'm sure you guys can put yourselves in your own order here.
Right. We always go to the pleasant places.
All right, I'm already expecting the worst to come to pass. Just
We need to get out of the door of the cave. We're gonna
let's
stay here.
get this over
Right.
with. I can't be the only schmuck. I'm spending 15 luck. I ain't dealing with the nonsense right now.
God.
What does that mean by aspect of the bloody tongue?
Like the Shipley painting.
Ew.
I think it's the Miles Shipley one that we saw back
Yeah.
in London.
I seem to remember that.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, I'm going to try to move up to sort of see if I can identify the source of the crying. So I'm going to move up, but I see it quicker than me moving up. Let me know. Yep. Oh, it's fine. I can see that. Uh-huh. Um, do they look like? Can I see the people in them, or do I notice? Is there anything special about the doors, or something that would? Well, I think we have a choice here. Are we going to let these folks out and get them to freedom?
Um, I very much want to do that, and feel that it could jeopardize us succeeding on everything else.
The only thing I can say, I doubt they'll get to freedom. But if we could make it more difficult for people to have more sacrifices, that could be a good thing.
Right.
I don't think we even have the means to gain them out right now.
And look at you. Oh, wow. Look at me.
Where is it? Trying to use the quick thing. I'm failing. I'm trying to use the quick thing. I'm failing, so I'm gonna stop.
We see everything.
Aw. I don't know, guys. It might be dangerous. As much as I am all for rescuing and saving people, I'm not sure the loyalty of everyone in there, or at least they may not be able to control themselves. If they run screaming from here, it could alert others to our presence.
Right. I really agree. It hurts to say so, but I don't think we can rescue them.
At least not yet.
Um, turning around, does it look? I think Purdy's probably pretty, you know, Purdy wanted to be a hero here, but he understands. I'll probably go over towards the this stuff and see if he has any sense of how these bones turned into bones.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Well, I'm gonna continue looking this way. Northeast.
Paul, we may be missing a light source in the northeast. And so there's a sharp angle between the two piles. Thank you.
Well, like he's just looking at the big old statue that's there. Knowing these cultists and their love for this being, whatever it may be, there might be a little more that meets the eye here. Perhaps similar to Egypt.
Oh, right. Have a look around then, shall we?
I am specifically looking for, similar to the Egyptian pyramids, a secret passage that might be
Yeah,
hidden
I'd like
within the
to.
statue.
I will. I'll help you with that. And I'm going to be looking for the markings on the floor that denote rock moving.
I'm just looking.
So I was thinking I'm helping you, so you should roll with a bonus. Unless, Paul, you'd rather I just roll myself.
Oh, well, I I was more just looking to see where like blood was flowing and if that could lead I like the physics of it maybe more. I mean, but I can roll a spot hidden if that okay. Well, it's a mess.
Does it look like? Is it locked or is it um just a class? Yeah, I'll try to flip it open. There is on our last episode ever, I think there's only one appropriate thing to do in that case. It's to roll a pretty intelligence check.
You are an expert
Nice.
in clocks.
Nice,
Yes.
Purdy. You're having all your good moments.
I am. Okay. Yep. All right. Okay. Do we do we have any clocks amongst us or watches or anything? Like, would we know this reflects what the time is
Harmon
right?
certainly has a pocket watch.
Yeah, I'd ask like, what time is it, and just to compare
And
this
I
thing
will
with that
tell
thing.
him.
Also,
For, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well,
um,
if it's 3 hours difference and it's state of the art and it's of a naval clock, I can only think it's probably from the Isles.
does and it's going in the right direction, right? Like, it's not a countdown clock. I meant to ask that.
More than that when I don't wind it.
I'm going to adjust it 47 minutes in the future, and then close it and walk away. Okay. I'm worried. I mean, like,
You should
it
set it
does look like
backwards
a
so they're
clock,
late
right?
for their ritual.
It just looks like a clock, right? Like I do this in real life too. If I walk into someone's bedroom, I will change the clock. Uh, 47 minutes. Okay. Okay. Oh, so the box itself is the box of the chronometer. It's not like it was inside another. Okay, got it. All right. Good.
You said there was markings on the wall? Or was markings on the walls that represent their receptor? Well, this does leave an interesting opportunity. Perhaps they're gonna have to come back eventually. We could wait for them to open the door, or for all we know, they might just not even go in here. But also, we have no idea what's up beyond it. Do I hear anything? Just like put in my ear, it's like the crack of the door, any sort of noise at all. No. I mean, I don't hear anything immediately. Do you think there's a lever nearby? Maybe
I
like
didn't
you,
see one, and I looked very thoroughly.
maybe
But
if you turn the guy's tongue a certain way, it opens the door.
I mean, I can randomly just start touching things.
You mean yes?
You think maybe the blood opens the door? Maybe that's why they've killed all these people.
Oh, I don't want to open
Hmm.
the door if that's the case.
I don't think so. No. Huh. Well, I'll definitely say there's a chance you could just bust it open, but they'll have to come back eventually. We could wait for them to open the door.
I'll continue to help Clyde.
I don't even need to.
The weird thing is we're looking in two very different spots, but you know.
There's just levers everywhere. We didn't notice.
Oh, that's much better than the blood option. I'm glad that there's a lever here.
No, I think we should definitely shut it behind us.
Oh, I'm going to a different map. I don't need to move.
I'm still in the bone map. I am no longer in the bone map. I see things.
Harmon would certainly would turn a light on unless someone stopped him from doing so.
I would
Well,
say
we-
go for it because the last time we went to a dark place, I was winding hallways. There was a pit trap. So
Did the door make noise when we opened it? I'm asking that to know, like, would we know if someone's coming behind us, or would we have alerted anyone who might be in front of us? Okay. Well, this could be dangerous. I mean, I guess pit traps are dangerous, but so is we don't know if there's people up here that will see us coming. We don't know if there's people behind us following. So we're going to face danger
We
either
don't
way.
we don't help anyone if we fall in a pit because we don't have light.
All right, let's go.
Yep, just a hand torch, flashlight, electric torch.
I think there's a light source ending before I can see them. Yep. Oh, never mind. It's me. Yeah. I'm noticing a weird effect too up there. Hmm. Sorry, I need to zoom out.
I will just state for if I continue forward, I will present arms and just stay as quiet as possible.
I would like to stay here and watch our backs just to make sure no one's coming up behind us.
Would you like a weapon, then, Daisy?
Oh, I have one.
Armand, are you?
I was given
Do
a
you need one?
gun.
Oh, I forgot that.
Yes, I'm holding this gun very confidently.
Right, same.
Yep.
I have a pistol in one hand and a rock in the other. I'm ready.
He's ready to
I'm more
throw down.
proficient with the rock.
I think because Clad tends to be the more stealthy and be able to sneak up more, I I would follow his lead just to make get him out of trouble the second he falls into it.
From the same person or different person? I guess I'll be moving up like with these little rises and inclines and stuff. I'll be like moving with these to kind of progress forward. There's a glowy light. There's that.
That Yep, that's exactly what I was doing. I was putting my back to that wall. Because I was away, but I'm assuming you were talking. Everything was happening up here, right? Yeah. Okay.
I will whisper to Purdy and tell him I'm going to be moving up to this column right here to get behind.
Okay.
And I'll attempt to just stealth my way through because I'm about to be going out into the open just a little bit more than I like to be, but
Yeah.
cover is cover. So
Paul is right here. Is that a wall or is that a just a one of those little ledges? So that there's just a yeah. Okay. Let's try it.
I certainly see something now. Mm-hmm.
Oh, so there's another column here. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Can I ask? Well, may I move my token just north just to see? Okay. Okay. So you can actually see the cultist on the map, which I could not see up to now. Yeah. Okay.
I think I need just 3 more. Yep, 3 more. Sure, I'll spend 3. It's the last session. Might as well use it or lose it, right? So I guess I'll look to Harmon and Purdy and like rifles at the ready, and he's gesturing towards the one he can see right here with an angle on it, and says like kind of as is it go time type of thing.
Um. So I
Carmen's
I
just
I
gonna
feel
cry
like
a little
I'm
in
cheating
response.
because I see something else on the map. Okay. Yes.
Yep.
Because I have to zoom in for that. Because
Is it cool art or is it bad art?
Oh, I'm sure it's both
Yes.
cool and bad.
Wowie kazowie, that is art indeed.
You never want to be a woman in some creepy horror game because you end up giving birth to.
Pizza the Hut.
Yeah, pretty much.
Especially Lovecraft based.
Oh,
Vanity check, you say?
That for everybody?
You got it.
Yep.
Oh, it doesn't look pleasant.
Ooh. Oh, wait. Yeah. I had a 72.
Wow. Well, it is disturbing, guys.
Fuck. All right, so what's 1/5 of 39? Just gotta keep that out there.
If we round up, if we round up.
Wait, doesn't this isn't there a way to do this automatically with a sheet?
Remember, is it 5 from one source? That's bad. Oh no.
Oops. 72 minus 13 is what? 59.
I am solid.
A bunch of things just popped up.
Whoa. Nice job, Clyde.
I am
That is wild.
I am unwavered.
I believe
I'm
I believe
impressed.
Just shoot her,
both my
Clyde.
bout of madness and my underlying insanity went dinged up on my character sheet.
You're blissfully
on,
unaware.
Our dumb friend. Come on.
A time where stupidity helps.
Also, apparently, if you lose, I think one more point is your if your insanity becomes indefinite.
Yay! There's the Purdy we know and love.
Hey guys, this is really disgusting over here. You should check it out.
This milk tastes bad. Try it.
Oh.
Smell this.
It's so horrible just looking at that.
I know. Wow.
So
Repeat my plan of crying.
stop. Nope.
Of course it is. I don't think she can give birth from that picture. Like, I don't know, guys. It doesn't look like the anatomy isn't quite right for the.
I'm glad we brought a nurse.
Gosh. Well, I'm not there, but I could assist in the delivery. Oh.
I guess I look towards Purdy and gesture. Who?
I mean, I'm willing to go for the lady. And basically I would just kill her. I say that with my eyes.
I assume you give the long stare, so I will. I guess I will level my rifle to poor Hypatia Masters, who is probably in a very bad state and probably does not want this to continue, and take aim and fire. Oop. Do that. Hold on. Okay, target. I didn't roll the exact right thing, but we get the point. I don't know why it's rolling double for that. I don't know why it's doing weird things. I'll just roll the damage. And since it is an extreme success, I think that's a critical.
About time we had an assassination.
Yeah. All right. I mean, it sounds cruel, but there's a big old nasty monster inside of her. I'd probably aim towards that.
No, sir.
Did you really make a tombstone? Yeah.
I wish I could see, but I don't want to see because I don't want to die.
You really
Well,
don't.
it's really quiet over here. The good news is no one's come through the door yet.
It's not that quiet. A gunshot was just fired
Yeah.
in the cavern.
Well, it was quiet on this end, is what I meant. Nobody
Yeah.
came through the door.
Click on the swords, and then what do I do?
That's it, really. There's no dice for initiative.
Right? We always just have that same.
Oh, on my character sheet, I hit the. Sorry.
Click on your token.
Oh.
You could probably do an initiative check from your character sheet too. I bet it's under Dex. I mean,
So it's
not really a check, but
maximize combat. I think someone else is going to have to do it too. I can't figure out how to right click on the Mac to do what you see.
Do you have your utilities, like your actor skills utilities, like the free little mini character sheet in the top left?
Any character sheet on the top left.
Like your name, action, skills,
Yep,
utility.
Yep.
If you go to utility,
okay.
it's there.
An add comment. Got it. Okay. Got it. Thanks.
Just have a rifle out. It just means the same
Life
thing
in
for
combat.
Daisy and Harmon, because you have guns out, you get a bonus.
So
That's
I,
if, that's if that's
it-
that's if you're just firing. You're doing nothing else.
oh, well, I have a gun out, but I was facing the other direction and I'm way down here. So I don't know. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I've been up there, but I haven't moved that far forward. I didn't know what was happening when suddenly a shot was fired.
Oh.
Can I use luck on sanity checks or no? Okay. So
Apparently,
I lost.
Clyde is unfazed.
Yeah, well, you took the shot. Maybe you expected something like this, right?
Oh,
So 1d6.
I mean,
Oops.
I mean, Elder Gods, right?
Oh.
2.
Man.
Oh, should we be doing corresponding mythos? If we're seeing elder gods and suffering madness, doesn't our Cthulhu mythos do something? Okay.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's not good.
Well, that's what we call indefinite insanity. Sure. I hit the exact number I needed. 8.
Yeah.
Oh, Clyde, you're so smart. Why are you so smart? Clyde, you're so smart.
No. Too smart for your own good, Clyde.
He's too smart. Question
No, it's
marks.
private.
Oh, fuck!
Oh.
Goodbye! Technically I ain't shooting, so I'm not, I can't go yet. $70.
One of them just dropped off of the initiative tracker.
He had something to do.
Busy.
mean,
Laundry
okay,
was
'cause we-
done.
Because
He had
we
to go
lost a
switch his
combatant
laundry.
too.
You know he could
Yeah.
only play till 1:30.
That was on the calendar.
His mom is calling him. Tommy, time to come back home.
I don't remember the rules for thrown combat. I think I can dodge thrown objects. I'll have to look. I assume I'm trying to get the fuck out of here because holy shit, what did I just do?
It seems hard to rationalize how. So, like, he passed the sanity, but lost sanity anyway, and now is fleeing. You know what I mean? So it's like that initial roll where you're like, no, I'm not phased, but then it's
Life
like,
being a
panic.
horrific beast of nature that should not exist upon this world, even if it's not
Right.
that terrifying. I'm already
I
absolutely
get that.
destroyed.
Yeah. It's like, to get that story flow of, you know, that. I don't know. That just is hard to make sense of sometimes.
I would just roll a skill. I think it's your throw. I think I can dodge a throw. I have to find it first. I know you can't dodge guns, but you can dodge throws. Ouchie. Does it bonk off my breastplate at all? I take 3 damage. Ow.
I will. So I was technically one to the south. I moved up. But I mean, yeah, feel free to adjust for whatever. Okay.
Goodbye. Goodbye. I don't know how fast I can run. I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Yeah, it looks like he's running away.
Got a knife sticking out. He's in a panic.
All right, I'm going to intercept Clyde, I think, and just try to see if I can help him. Because, I mean, he looks hurt and he looks scared. So I'm going to go up to him. And I don't know if there's anything I could do. I mean, maybe it seems stupid to remove a knife because then blood will come out more, right? Like, I don't know. I'm not a real nurse, but um, yeah. So I'm gonna try to stop you, and just like
We gotta get out of here.
what
We gotta
what
run.
no,
We gotta
just
go.
you're bleeding. Just calm down. So I don't really know, like that's my goal is just slow him down and take a look at him medically. Oh, for the love of Pete. Well, it's always the things that I'm good at that I roll really stupidly on. So, all right. So that's, I guess, no, not. I don't think I can do anything else.
I will move up once, and I will punch. So I click on him first. I go to my thing, maximize. Wait, I feel like I'm unclicked on him though. How do I do this? It doesn't right click work for me. Okay, okay. And now I'm going to brass knuckle him. Did that work or no? Okay, now I press that button. Seven. Can you see all that? Like it does it's yes, it's a compact. No, no, no. I can, but I see it too. I'm just curious. Like, um,
Half. Half in one hit.
okay. I don't know why I used the brass knuckles. I should use the machete, but okay. Silly mistake. So okay. Um, no, unless I can somehow intimidate or try to tear, but I doubt I can since he's cultist. So no big deal.
I'm going to try to shoot him.
The one with the gun over the rock, huh?
Well, Clyde said I should use it.
That's right.
I'm not sure. So I just failed.
Failed by 6 only.
I'm gonna go ahead and use the luck because really, like Dawson said, this is the end.
Mm-hmm.
So how do I? There's there's some like way to spend the luck, and I can't see. Yeah. Oh, I'll have to add my luck back in because I removed it. So 5 points of damage.
I think it's one single hit.
Can I also move? I will never know how the combat works in this. I'm just gonna I'm just gonna move over away from them, and then I see the thing, and it gets weird.
Then I see the thing and it gets weird.
Yep, I failed,
Oh no.
but I have to do an intelligence check first or later. Damage first.
Oh, that's
I'm
turns
sure
tragic now.
Harmon's not overly bright, right? Damn. You guys are
He's
just too smart.
Harmon's not near as smart as Clyde.
I'm street smart, not book smart.
Harmon has more knowledge but less intelligence.
Gotcha.
That's right.
Oof.
Yeah, of that thing. I don't think that's not madness. That's not unreasonable.
No, that's like a normal, that's not a phobia. By definition of phobia, it has to be something, non harmful. Oh,
It's all right. It's already used.
that's true. That's true.
Well, and I currently have no magic points because I armored Purdy up. Yeah, honestly, as these things go, that's okay.
Yeah, that's better than fleeing.
You'll never
I
go
mean,
back to learning spells again.
I've been a little afraid of magic for a long time. So I also should roll. I should roll what Purdy's armor is because I said last time. I think I said last time that I was going to use this. Yep. Purdy, you have 34 points of magic armor, so you can't take damage until you get past that.
Wow.
It's such a good spell.
Mm.
Oh no! So well, it certainly does suck.
Okay, wait. But it says I can dodge and fight back and all that stuff anyway. It's giving me all those options. Oh,
You could punch him.
what would dodging do though right now? Right. All right. Are you okay with me having the machete in one hand and the brass knuckles in the other? Yeah. Okay. Huh. He doesn't deserve a tombstone, cultist. Because I think I did a
This was a different person, right? Gotta get the fuck out of here! This is horrible! Ah! And he runs off the map. So 25 feet off the map right now.
I would think I would go after him because if it looks like he's going to go back and get the lever and like maybe alert others, like I don't know what he's doing. So can I try to tackle him? Can I just run after him and just like launch myself and try to stop him? Sure, this isn't going to work well, but I think that would be my instinct. If anything, you've got me on your back. Like if I don't knock you over, I'm trying to slow you down. So a brawl? Okay. I'm trying to figure out how to do it. I've never actually done this before. So do I just roll it from the skill sheet? Or is it a combat? Okay.
you can roll it from the skill sheet.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty good brawl.
I mean it's not terrible, but not not the greatest. Oh, right. My all right. Like I mean I do have hit points, right? So I'll push it. Why not? So I just yeah, but I spent a lot of luck last game because I thought it was our last game, and I don't want to spend more right now. So I just roll another regular roll, right, for pushing. Okay. Oh, Man, it's worse. And the way the dice landed, it looked like I might have gotten it for a second there, like right on the nose. So I'm kind of disappointed. All right. Oof. Yeah. Ouch. Yeah. Well, I tried.
Crazy like a fox.
Um, shoot. Can I get up to the spawn and attack? Okay. Okay, so then let me move up here. And, okay. Nope. Okay. Have I've targeted, right? Him? Perfect. Okay. Combat. Yep. Magic knife, because I don't think anything else will work. User Corey. Wait, what? No. Wait, why do I have a Penga? Something just changed on my sheet. I now have. I don't have the magic knife anymore. I somehow have a Penga. Oh, that's Clyde. Sorry, I was on Clyde.
You're me?
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't.
Mighty swamp.
Why would I be able
Ah!
to open Clyde's combat sheet? That seems weird.
Would I be making changes to Clyde's sheet on the fly?
I wonder what's happening here. Wait, hold on a second. I mean, there's still the.
No, 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 no.
Oh, come
I
on.
have a. I
Come
have a
on,
net.
push it. Can you push it?
Yeah, I can push it. I can push it, right? Break. That's fine.
The magic knife?
Nope. All I still have is idolizes Purdy and wishes he was Purdy. It's still there.
What? How do I? How do I put? There's a way to put. Right? Oh, I got it. Okay. Wait, hold on. Sorry. Still, I'm targeting. I feel like an old person doing.
Oh, phew.
Learning to use Excel for the first time. Um. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. I just fumbled, so at least I didn't fumble. Okay. Um. That's it for me, and I'm going to run for a quick bio break. I'll be right back.
Right, we have. Right. So there is a cultist up north there, right? I can kind of see. Yeah. Okay. Well, Purdy's dealing with the monster. I'm gonna go try to take that guy out. I'm moving over, and I'm gonna try to shoot him. And if this continues to not work, I'm gonna start throwing rocks. Oh, I gotta select a target. Not brawl, no shoot. Nope, I failed. And I failed by a lot. I mean, not a fumble, but a lot. Oh, that's a good one.
Good thing Purdy doesn't have any crimson tentacles to grab.
Right.
But
Uh,
Got him on a technicality.
Oh no, I'm fighting back. I just learned an important, valuable skill of this. I can fight back, right? Oh, once.
Wow.
Yeah. Uh-uh.
Purdy's gonna save the world.
That's 21 points of damage.
Wow.
Did you crit?
Plaid, why are you running so far?
Back here.
Smart. So it's Clyde and Purdy that saved the world.
Hey, these
There you go.
these cultists could still kill us.
Right. But the Scion at least is dead. Like we might die, but the Scion is dead.
Don't worry, I'll be back in 2 turns.
Bye.
Oof.
Speaking of might die,
Oh no.
and fighting back is only melee, right? Like I can't shoot back at him.
I mean, the only thing I can think of possibly is if you only dedicate your next turn to just shooting, you can go first, most likely because you had a 50 to your
Okay.
initiative.
Oh, did not you learn this lesson?
I mean, only fight back. Don't worry about it. You've got all that armor, magic armor. So you should fight back. Or you already did this round.
Oh, are there things such as reaction?
I think they
I don't
can.
know.
I think they just get penalized if they do. I think you can do it multiple times, but I think it's like a penalty die every time you do it.
So I did. Isn't that the 33 hard success? I don't know what he got. It seemed to resolve itself. Oh, okay. So it's still
You still have 12 magic armor.
okay. I laugh in his face.
I just imagine like the knife like stuck into his head, but just slowly like drips off. And, 85 feet away now.
Uh, yeah, so I probably can't keep up with him, can I? Yeah. Uh, mm-hmm. All right. Well, I guess I just don't think I would leave Clyde by himself, running into potential danger. Um, so I'll hobble behind him, and I'll try to calm him again, like, by recounting all his heroics that I've seen him do over the past, all the time I've known him. It's like, you can shake this, Clyde. We've been through so much together, and don't you forget the fat vampires and blah 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 and everything. It's like, don't let this shake you. Come on, get back here. So I'll hobble behind and try to encourage him. Yeah, they're like ticks about to
It
burst.
takes some doing when you live on a liquid diet.
Still fail. I suck it. I can't get in your head. Oh my gosh.
Okay. Yep. Why do I now have fight back? Okay. Um, so I upgraded my luck roll to a hard success. Was the first thing. So I subtracted. But what's my damage now? Oh, hard success. It's 1d8 and
1d8 and your damage bonus.
okay. So 7. I laugh in his face again. No.
I'm throwing my rock. Oh no, I've lost it. I'm out, guys. I'm out. There was a magic rock. It didn't work. Magic is to be feared. I'm gonna move. I'm gonna run away a little. That's all.
Well, I didn't target last time. That's what happened. That probably was a little bit of the problem.
I assume so. I mean, he's trying to hit you.
Oh, sorry. You're fine. Yeah, I'm sorry.
And you only need a regular success because he failed.
Oh.
Yep.
All right. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing I did last round. Basically, just try to keep pace. I mean, he's getting ahead of me, but stay with so I can keep an eye on Clyde and just trying to calm him down and call him back.
I think I'm good right now. Huh. Fuck.
Oh, good, it worked.
All right. I think I figured out what went wrong last time. So we'll try this again. I don't think I targeted him last time, which is what caused all those. So 86 regular. And who's alive? This guy or this guy?
The one chasing Harmon.
Okay. Can I get to him? Okay. Boop.
I'm gonna pick up and throw a rock at him. Don't chase me. That's right.
We can dodge a rock.
Not this rock.
This is a magical, not
This-
magic rock.
This is a fully mundane rock. I have no idea what that is, but
Full rock damage. I think it's fair. I took 4 for twisting an ankle, so like that tracks, right? When you David and Goliath someone.
I just dealt over half of Harmon's hit points in damage there.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Okay.
But you only have 2 points left.
Okay. I don't. Yeah, I must have an armor typed in at some other point, so ignore that. We have 2 points of damage left, or 2 points of armor left. Yep.
Every now and then you can.
I think it's gonna be like a slow, like I went to a full sprint for a solid probably like half a minute and just like need a second. So probably a slower back walk up the stairs and realizing I have a knife in me.
Well, I was trying to help you with it. You just kept running.
Not knowing probably can't really get back up there in this time frame. I'll try to work on it a little bit, maybe, possibly. Gotta do some first aid to myself. Some would say I'm a medical professional myself.
Yeah, you're much better than I am. I mean,
Well,
as far as your roles go, because
one hit point.
I will. I will catch up. And I will take out my bag and see if I can help with some bandages and things. And this will be interesting because it's another one I'm supposedly good at. Oh, I actually succeeded this time. Yeah.
Okay, the one that's alive is southwest of me, right? Okay, just making sure before I target. Yep.
So yeah, the flesh word's used up, but that's okay.
Yeah.
All right, here comes another rock.
Oh,
Hell yeah!
Yeah.
Three rock.
Wouldn't it be 3?
I think for bludgeoning, it's just a flat. You do max damage.
Well, what do you get on a hard versus an extreme?
Hard is nothing.
Okay, so it just becomes another 6. Yeah,
He threw a
I
pointy
mean,
rock.
it's a rock. It can't be that good. No, I'm good. No, I'm less afraid now because he's fighting Purdy. No, really, because he's entangled with Purdy, so he's not coming after me anymore.
oh, I'm fighting back. Hey, Clyde, you can stop being so scared now. Armin and me fixed it all for you.
So what do we do?
I think we just get it as far away as possible.
I would agree to this. Should we just wait for wait for them to go up stairs, and then once they are gone, we sneak off into the darkness?
We could hide in the
Sure.
body piles. They will
That's
probably look for us there.
well, I'm glad you said it out loud and not me.
It's disturbing, but it's probably our safest bet.
Or we could wait up here and kill them as they come up. But I'd rather not us risk further incident.
Yeah. Wow.
I mean,
That sounds awful.
It does. I know.
she is the head of what seems to be the head of this operation, so taking her out would be another evil, one less evil in the world.
What if we let those prisoners out, and then we sort of encourage them to
we can't.
run out the cave, and we run out with them?
Well, if we let them out the cave, most of them will die, but if they're all still in the cage, they all will die.
I
mean,
I
we
agree
can,
with
we can
that.
run in a crowd with them.
I don't want to tangle with her. That 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 the magic concerns me.
Well, is there any way we can sabotage something she would use so that we could take care of her remotely?
Do you have any dynamite?
I don't carry dynamite, no.
I mean, if you want something from a distance, I don't have the rifle.
Are you able to take us out of combat, Paul? I ask it because it's on the laptop. It's fairly it absorbs my screen. Thank you. Excuse me.
Knowing what they have done here,
Okay. I mean, I'm just looking through my pack. I got a flare gun, and I got this warthog, and I'm thinking that's the start of a good plan.
I mean, a flare to a tent is very interesting if you ask me. And maybe,
A flare with a warthog tied to it.
perhaps now might be the time for our magnum opus of our work. We could free prisoners if they'll even leave. I mean, most of them, as I said, will probably die out there. Set their camp ablaze. Hopefully, in the kerfuffle, take out the leader, and then we walk off into the darkness of the jungles of Africa. What could possibly go wrong?
I think that all sounds as good a plan as any that I've heard.
I can add some rubbing alcohol to the mix. Maybe that can make the flare gun more effective. I don't know.
I could throw a rock at it.
I have some pottery from Najar's shop and a bottle of rubbing alcohol. So
I have a
there's
canopic
something
jar,
there.
it seems, unless that's still in the ocean somewhere. I also have a deck of playing cards and a book on flora and fauna of Peru, all in Spanish. I can't read it.
I got this teapot here.
What's it for?
I mean, it's sort of a delicate matter, but I mean, you don't want to handle it.
Oh yeah, sure.
Did you get the part where we were letting the prisoners free to add to the chaos? Is that
Right.
part of the plan too?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Well, if there's a time for something to finally succeed in this check, which I've never succeeded once, that was the moment. I have
believe in you.
50. I have 55 luck. I don't care. I will spend it all if I have to. Where is my lockpick skill? There it is. You.
Oh no!
I spent 3
Oh,
months learning how to pick locks. That bastard in London taught me nothing.
man.
We do have guns.
Right. Why don't you pick one of those?
Uh-oh.
After we've all been spending luck.
We got it.
Wow, I
Four?
succeeded by one.
I'm extremely lucky.
No, you are.
Just shoot it. We're creating chaos anyway.
Maybe you
Hey.
should be ready with the flare gun or something, right?
Why don't I try the magic machete?
Well, there's an idea.
Last weapon, I think you
Blessed
said.
blade. But I just use the handle to try to butt like strength check it basically instead of the weapon. Oh, where am I? Summons. That is an extreme success.
I take 2 steps back, maybe 3, um, and try to sort of point that way towards the gate. Encourage my party to clear a channel or like a corridor that they can run down, basically.
This
Yeah,
is your
I'll get out of
chance.
the way.
Yes, I'll get out of the way as well.
Where's the inspector? Harmon, perhaps your other device might be better in the hands of the detective.
If we gauge his sanity, perhaps.
I'd
First?
say that's a very accurate assumption that we should
I'm
probably do.
really good at psychology. I bet I could figure out if he's sane or not. Which I've rolled like how many times this game? Hey, look, I actually get a success.
Nice.
I don't think it would be any more harmful than anything else we've done today. So
Well, that's a glowing endorsement.
that's right.
I will call him Inspector Barrington. Perhaps this would be more effective than your bone. And I'll hand him a 32.
I'd say let's run with the crowd and use that as our escape.
Right. Agreed. I will immediately hit the ground.
Oh no.
Any sign of Bonet, whatever her name is? I'm spending two luck. I shoot her. I'm not giving her the opportunity. I'm not giving her the chance. And you know what? Because I want to ensure the chance of success, I'll spend 22 luck to make it extreme. I don't know either. That's why I'm worried. She is 27. Oh,
I think I would keep up with them, and there were tents down here with prisoners too. So as we get kind of down there, I'd be looking for more people to just you know get in
Create
on
more
all this
chaos.
action. Yeah. There
I
were
mean,
some
it could have gone
very
way worse.
Yeah, there were some very lucky rolls initially that
Yeah.
helped set this up. So
You're damn right we don't.
we succeeded ignorantly. Yay! That's awesome. Wow. Yeah.
I mean, a lot less though after today, because
Yeah.
there was a lot of sanity hits today.
Yeah. Uh, yeah.
there anything in Australia?
You did say that you wanted to take this off stream in case people are watching that want to.
I think definitely Daisy would continue to work on her ability to do seances and connect with the spirit because my sanity is 29 at this point, so I'm even more into that. Like there's the veil is thin, guys. The veil is thin. So yeah. And ever since Clyde killed my psychic, I think I need to replenish the psychic world and maybe hang up a shingle. That's right. Well, maybe not that exact spot because there's bad juju there now. So I would think so. I would think so. A year from now, yeah, I'd stay in touch with my guys, but yeah.
Boy, he's also a little crazy at this point. I pictured he'd be the guy at the end of the story who would go off into the woods and just hide out for like the rest of his days until he's needed once more, kind of thing. I would think so.
And all kinds of animals and things in the area are found desiccated,
Sucked, sucked
Without their
all
cat.
that.
sucked out of it.
That's-
Uh, Harmon, well, has an affinity for rocks, and can't go back to archaeology because everything about that is based on a lie at this point. Because the whole supernatural world upends the entire thing, everything that Harmon has studied his whole life. So he's going to get into geology
Love
and
it.
learn about rocks. A lot less chance of rocks leading to elder gods and things. Not no chance, less chance. Oh, probably not, because I pretty much have to like start over. It's a whole new area of law or of study. So, I'll eventually get ABD on that too. Harmon doesn't finish studies. Yeah, back in Chicago.
I I think Purdy is probably fairly messed up. I think Purdy would probably continue his self-destructive ways, and I suspect that probably the one person who has a way of getting a hold of him is probably Daisy, and it's probably that she either is pretending or telling the truth that she's using my aunt to try to reform me from beyond, like to get me to stop drinking and stuff through letters. But otherwise, he just has disappeared, and he maybe not a hermit, but not not super willing to process or talk about what happened. So
It definitely is your aunt. She definitely is telling me, what you need to do
about
next.
join the temperance society, yes.
That's right. She sees the future. She sees what you're capable of.